Canine. Vibe. Canine. It's a banger. What up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. The cause with the horses. Minus the wind chill. Anna. I forgot to check this. Let me make sure we're good. Oh, nope. All good. Let's do this really quick. Guys, the sound's going to cut out for like 2 seconds or 30 seconds. Give it a moment. Okay, we should be back and we should be good. Should be back, should be good. Should be back, should be. We are back, we are good. We are back, we are good. All right, guys, we are going. Oh, let me just drop this in the chord real quick. Drop this in the chord real quick. There we go. All right, got that on the Discord. All right, guys, let's go live. Let's go live. Let's go live. Let's go live. Go live. Hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Ashley, good morning. Rust Belt, morning. Julie, good morning. Hey, good morning, Juju. Hey, Kel. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Good morning, guys. As we get in, please tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It'll boost the live and push us out to the FYP. If you don't mind, do all the wonderful things. Do all the wonderful things. We are going to get active here in a moment. We are looking for some debates. So if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 8,000 likes. Hey, Jolene. Or yeah, Joe, is it Joyce Lean? Joyce Ann? I can't really make that out. Salty Dude, good morning. Just check this one more time, make sure we're good. We are. We are. All right, guys. Again, we're going to get started here in just a moment. So if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Guys, a couple of quick things that I want to talk about before we get started. Before we go too far. Let's see here. So, something super interesting just came out. Super interesting. And I'm waiting for more information to confirm where this actually falls. But this was reported this morning, and many people may not have heard about this yet, but like it literally just broke a couple hours ago. And there are reports apparently that Jeffrey Epstein stashed secret files in storage units across the U.S. that may include never seen before evidence. It says Jeffrey Epstein secretly stashed computers, photographs, and other items in storage units scattered across the U.S. And paid private detectives to move the materials around as investigations close in on them, according to new reports. Financial records and emails reviewed by the Telegram reveal that the dead pedophile rented at least 6 storage lockers nationwide, and some started in 2003 and paid for them until 2019, the year that he died. The units were housed. The units house items from Epstein's homes, including computers and CDs from his private Caribbean island, Little St. James, the outlet reported. The search warrants were issued. Oh, okay. So the Justice Department has issued additional search warrants for the actual storage spaces. So that's interesting. That's new, right? I think that when you talk about what's been going on and you talk about the entire connection that so many people have to Epstein and what he's done. And this is something I say all the time. It's not a like Trump thing. It's literally a global thing. It's a global thing. So I'm super interested to see what happens and what comes from this. If there's actually anything more that's going to come out, I think there's a good chance that the DOJ will try to bury this, just like they're trying to bury the additional 3 million files. But it's at least something. They're trying to protect the pedophiles. That's where we are. That's where we are as a country. Anyway, we're going to get active. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal. So it's going to be the 1 cent little gift goals. If you can knock those out a couple of times, continue to tap the screen, share the live. Let's get the likes up to 15,000 likes, and let's go.
You stepped in the box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats and get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah, step in if you dare. Truth hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed.
What up, Dwayne?
Step in, don't you wanna Sparring.
Hey, Roxy.
Santana. I don't care what you claim or your background. Facts only, if not, get clapped down. Whether you're left or right, or you don't even vote. If your logic is weak, I'll sink your boat. You talk slick, but you ain't got source. Just vibes, that ain't power, that's force. I'm the test, the trap, the trip, the call. You slip once, I'm snatching it all. Yeah. Step in if you dare. You dare. Hit hard like a punch in the air. Punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. No. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna sparring with Santana. Step in, if you dare. You dare. Hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed.
Step in, don't you wanna?
Sparring with Santana. Yeah. This ain't a safe place.
It is not.
This a flame
It
space.
absolutely is.
Don't you wanna sparring with Santana?
Da-da. Da-da. Ding, 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 ding. Guys, welcome in. welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana. One-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and guys, we are only looking for some debates. Only looking for some debates. If you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We are looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It'll boost the live. Share the live maybe once or twice. We don't want to spam share, but like 2 times is awesome, but more than actually sharing the live, can we please repost the live? That will help push us out even more. So please repost the live. We are going to go ahead and get into it. And this is not just for the TikToks. Of course, we will get you up here if you over on the TikToks. But if you are interested in joining the debate and you are over on YouTube, click that link. If you take a look at the pinned message at the top, the link for you to actually debate me is there. And MAGA, Trump supporters, hey, you've been warned. You've been warned. My chat is not your safe space. Make sure that if you're going to say it, you're going to say it with your chest, or you're not going to say it at all. You're going to say it with your chest, or you're not going to say it at all. Just a reminder. Just a reminder. So I'm going to drop that link in the comments one more time for YouTube. Boom. And we are going to actually go ahead and get started. Like I said, only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. And guys, we have identified the enemy of the state. We absolutely have. Thank you for the cake. I've identified the enemy of the state, which is Donald Trump and anyone that supports him. MAGA, you guys are the enemy of the state as well. But you guys aren't alone. Billionaires, they are absolutely enemies of the state. Moderate Democrats, they are the enemies of the state. The quote-unquote alpha males, they're the enemies of the state. And last but not least, fragile white men. I think they're the enemy of the globe. So if you disagree with any of those things, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. Guys, while we actually get to the point of talking about, or hopefully getting some debates in here, there is something that I want to actually cover with everyone. And it speaks to not only where we are as a country, right? But the fragility that I was talking about, right? When I say fragile white men and how fragile white men have actually changed our country, it's changed our country in a couple of different ways. But the premise behind those quote unquote fragile white men, it all has to do with the patriarchy. Like, don't get it twisted. It's about the patriarchy. Now, I want to share something. Excuse me. I want to share something. And this is something that was super interesting to me. You guys know that I've been talking about what's going on in Texas, and more so not only the massive turnout that has occurred in Texas, but what's been happening as far as um, what's been happening as far as Jasmine Crockett and James Tellerico, right? And the Democrats who tend to eat themselves, and how that's been happening. Now, one thing that I will say is that James Tellerico officially came out and said that that if Jasmine Crockett was the winner, then he would absolutely support her. And I think that's necessary, right? I do think that it's absolutely necessary for both Jasmine Crockett and James Tellerico to go on record and say, no matter who the Democratic winner is, as far as this primary, they're going to get the support of the person that is no longer in the running. I think the Democratic Party has a bad problem of just like, oh, I didn't win. I'm going to take my ball and go home, right? So that's something that I think is super important. And especially it's super important when you talk about what we're seeing as far as people showing up and showing out. Democrats have been on fire ever since Donald Trump gained power. And since Democrats have been on fire, every single time that there is an election, every single time that there is a opportunity to win back power, they do it. Holy smokes, this is massive. Okay. Let's see if we can. No. There we go. All right. All right. There we go. I'm going to do this really quick because there's one other thing that I'm going to do after this. Let's see here over on YouTube. Do that. And then we're going to share the screen. All right. So this is what early voting looks like so far in Texas, right? So far in Texas, early voting has been absolutely mind-blowing, right? The Democrats have not only showed up and showed out, but the clip that they are ensuring that they show up and vote has been phenomenal, right? So the Democrats are outpacing the Republicans when it comes to the primary, and the Republicans are panicking, right? The Republicans are literally panicking. They are calling out the fact that Republicans are not showing up to vote. Let me move this down a little bit more. I just noticed that it's a little bit hard to see at the top because it's like, there we go. All right. Right? So Texas is doing their big one. And I think Texas is actually in play for the senator seat. I truly believe that there is a chance that there will be a Democratic Texas senator. But there's a little bit of follow up to that. There's a little bit of follow up to that. Early voting has started, and there is some interesting thoughts as far as voting. Let's listen to one of the voters and what they had to say about showing up and ensuring that they cast their vote when it came to the primary election.
Yes, we need a fighter. And I was so ready to vote for Jasmine Crockett because I love her. But I voted for Tallarico because we need somebody who can win.
Did you guys hear that? Did you hear what she said? I'm going to play it one more time. I'm going to play it one more time because I think it's important that we actually hear what she said.
Yes, we need a fighter. And I was so ready to vote for Jasmine Crockett because I love her. But I voted for Tallarico because we need somebody who can win.
So, what she said is her reasoning for voting for James Tallarico is not because she wanted to vote for him, not because she thought that he was the better candidate, but because she, for some reason, did not think that Jasmine Crockett could win. She called Jasmine Crockett a fighter. She said that she wanted to vote for Jasmine Crockett, but she said we need someone that can win. And so she made a decision to go with the safety blanket. She made a decision to go with someone that she thought could win the seat, a white man. But isn't that where we've been with the Democratic Party? Isn't that what we've been talking about this entire time with the Democratic Party? Isn't that something that happened with Kamala Harris? The reason why people say, well, we didn't, I would have loved for Kamala Harris to be the president. I would have loved to have the first black woman president, but I just don't think, I don't think she could win. I don't think that she could actually get the job done. The premise behind why she didn't vote for Jasmine Crockett is a cop-out. It's literally a cop-out. I was about to say crock-out. It's a cop-out. To lean into she literally leaned into misogynoir. Not only doubting a woman and the ability for a woman to win, but doubt it because it's a black woman in Texas. And what I think is more important is to understand that it's not about Jasmine Crockett being a black woman in Texas. Disregard the fact that literally the black women have been carrying the Democratic Party. I've talked about this multiple times. The black women have been at the forefront of the Democratic Party, but at the same time, being pushed directly to the back. That's what this is. Jasmine Crockett is good enough to be in the House of Representatives. Jasmine Crockett is good enough to stand up to Donald Trump. Jasmine Crockett is more than good enough to be someone that people cheer for and love. But for some reason, she's not good enough to actually throw all of your support behind. That's why where we are as the Democratic Party. That's why I talk about moderate Democrats. That's why I talk about the weakness of moderate Democrats. And I'm not just talking about the people in power, but the people that hold to the status quo. The same people who continue to vote for people like Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Hakeem Jeffries, instead of actually looking to change the party, push the party forward for progression, they would rather settle for comfort. The Democratic Party isn't going to shift or change until people realize that the comfort and the fear that we have has to be put to the side. The Democratic Party already doesn't have power. Obviously, whatever the Democratic Party is doing right now isn't working. Why would you keep doing the same thing? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting over and over again, expecting a different result. This is fucking insane. For us to keep banging our heads against the wall and keep rolling out the same type of candidate, same type of candidate, same type of candidate. But it's the same person to say that they want something different. It's the same type of people who say they want something different. It's the same type of people to wear blue bracelets after Kamala Harris wins the election. I'm sorry, loses the election and Donald Trump wins. They throw on blue bracelets and say, hey, wasn't me. Wasn't me. And I'm going to say it with my whole chest because that's what I do. Like me, don't like me, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud, and you guys can take it however you want to take it. While there is a sliver, a small amount of non-white people that may engage in this type of thought process when it comes to the Democratic Party, the people that make up the majority of not only the Democratic Party but the Republican Party, white men, white women, this is their thinking. This is literally their thinking. This is their right to comfort. This is them leaning into white supremacy and upholding white supremacy, even though they don't fully understand it. That's literally what this is. Because when you stand in front of progress and progression because you are worried about comfort, then you do things like this. That's the reason why Donald Trump is the only president to never win a presidential election against a man, white man. Because when the Democratic Party rolled out Joe Biden, another white man, hell, the decision was easy for what, 81 something million Americans? But when it was a white woman or a black woman, then all of a sudden, it's not the same. If we want progression within the party, if we want change within the party, if we want to push the party forward, then we have to start demanding more of our leaders. And before we can demand more of our leaders, we have to demand more of ourselves. And if you are so scared that you are willing to vote for someone out of comfort instead of actually voting for someone that will affect change, then you're the problem. You're literally a moderate Democrat, and you damn sure might as well just go ahead and cast your vote with Republicans. You might as well start voting with the Republicans because you are the one that's holding up progress. I say this all the time. The Affordable Care Act, when it was conceived and actually signed into law, that was supposed to be the stepping stone to universal health care. That was supposed to be the first step for Americans to have universal health care. And while it's easy to point the finger at the Republicans and say, hey, the Republicans tried to overturn the Affordable Care Act 60 some odd times. Hell yeah. Yeah. They did. They absolutely did. And they failed. It's still here. But the reason why they've had the opportunity to attempt to overturn it is because the Democratic Party, while having power, has not done anything to improve it and make it better. That's the problem. One thing about me a lot of people don't know is I left home at 17 to get ready to go to college. And I worked a summer job. And the summer job that I worked at, it was in a warehouse. And it was a warehouse for a carpet company. And the job for the carpet company, they manufactured the carpet, they loaded it up, and they shipped the carpet out to other places. And my job, summer job, South Carolina, boiling hot heat, working in a warehouse, was to load these massive rolls of carpet onto these trailers so they can ship them out, right? And so I had to pick up these massive rolls of carpet and load them into the trucks in the blazing South Carolina heat during the summer. No air in the warehouse, no air in the back of the 18-wheeler trucks, just me trying to make some money before I got ready to go to college. And at that point, I didn't really know much about anything, especially like working in the warehouse. I was like, this is just a summer job. This isn't a thing for me. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get an education. Like, I don't need to really know much about this. I'm just going to do what I need to do. I'm going to skate past. I'm going to do enough to make a couple of coins. And so when I go off to college, I got some money in my pocket, right? That's my thoughts. And then I came across this older black man, right? He had to be about somewhere between 50 and 60 years old. He had been working there for a long time. And he said, hey, would you like to learn to drive a forklift? And I was like, I don't really know if I want to do that. Like, it seems like a lot of work. I'm not going to be here. I'm only here for the summer. There's no need for me to learn how to drive a forklift. And he said something that has stuck with me my entire life in that moment. He said, listen, whether you're going to be here or not, you should learn to drive the forklift because that gives you another tool in your tool belt. He said, with any job that you have, you want to make yourself so valuable that they can't get rid of you. And the reason, the way that you make yourself so valuable that they can't get rid of you is by learning more. The more you can do, the more valuable you are, the harder it is for them to get rid of you. That lesson stuck with me for my entire life. And that's the problem that we have right now with the Democratic Party. The people we have in power currently are not valuable. They're cardboard, cookie cutter repaste of one another. They say the same things. They do the same things. They get paid by the same people. And they screw the American citizens over all the same ways. And so we recognize that we don't need the same thing that we've had over and over and over. We're going to continue to lose. I think James Tellerico is a good guy. I think he's a heck of a politician. But if you stack him up against Jasmine Crockett, and this is not just because Jasmine Crockett is a black woman. Yes, we need a black woman to shatter this mold. But more than that, we need someone who will absolutely shatter the mold of what's currently happening within our political system. That's what we need. And if you're too much of a coward to get behind that, then you can fuck off. because we don't need you. We need people who are willing to fight as well. Rob, you looks like you're kind of loading. I don't know if you're loading. I can kind of hear you.
Hello?
Hi, Rob. You there?
Hello?
Rob?
You hear me?
Yeah, you're kind of loading. You're kind of not loading. I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And for people saying, did I learn it? Yes, I
Hold
absolutely
on, sorry.
learned to drive a
You hear me?
forklift. Yeah, Rob, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know what's happening. You kind of halfway have loaded in, but you're not all the way there. 1 second. Yeah, guys, I did learn to drive the forklift. I absolutely did. And not only did I learn to drive the forklift that summer, but it helped me in a job that I had later. And not necessarily because I had to, but I worked for a company where my employees needed to use the forklift. And I was able to like help them out, which, endeared me to them when I would come out of the office and every once in a while hop on a forklift to help them out. So it's a great thing. Rob, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I was disagreeing with your take on Crockett versus Tallarico.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Rob,
I didn't know if that was a real topic or not. You were on it for a bit.
Well, kind of, but Rob, just to verify, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay.
Born in 10/13/1989.
Okay. All right. All right. Perfect. Yeah. I mean, it goes into the overarching premise of what I'm talking about as far as moderate. One of the points I have on the background as far as moderate Democrats being the enemy of the state. So we can absolutely do that. Really quick though, Rob, before we go too far, quick question for you. Do you know who I am?
I do. I listen to Dean. I listen to Parker. I actually just started listening to you because you kept coming over on Dean's live, and I'm a big fan of you.
Okay. All right. Well, listen.
I try to listen in every once in a while.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, listen, Rob. This is what we're going to do. I want to give not only you but everyone a proper introduction to who I am and what this is. So, Rob, give me one moment, okay?
Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and guys, I am looking for some debates. So if you are a friendly, please do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. It's only one coin. It'll boost the live and pushes out to the FYP. Also, if you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Just like Ryan, hey Ryan, who has already kicked us off in the right way. Ryan sent a $10 donation, said, off topic, Santana, but can you please share your thoughts on our cousins showing up for Trump at the Black History Month reception? Do you think they were paid? They were paid audience. I couldn't wrap my mind around them applauding for him, especially after what was posted on his Truth Social. Ryan, super easy, super simple. In every single situation, there's always going to be tokens. And tokens will be spent. And that's what that was. It was literally tokens being spent. Not too deep. Don't even worry about it. W's in chat for Ryan. Guys, if anyone, like I said, if anyone else like support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. All right. So we got Rob here. And Rob, you said that for the most part, you wanted to push back and you kind of disagreed as far as my take on James Tallarico and Jasmine Crockett. The floor is yours. What do you disagree with?
Okay, real quick, actually, I gotta go in a few seconds because my crane just got here. But I'm a truck driver in Texas. I voted for Tallarico this time. I love both of them. I honestly want them both in the seats. But Tallarico he's not from. I have a hard time understanding if Jasmine Crockett is pro-Israel, but she voted yes to give $3 billion to Israel, but also she does have corporate PACs, and she hasn't said she would overturn Citizens United, whereas James Tallarico is against all of them, and he wants to overturn Citizens United. He brings religion in the right way, and I really have to go, but I want to keep listening to you. I might come back after I get my container loaded on top of me.
Sure. Okay. All right. I'll drop you, but I'm going to respond to you directly. Thank you for coming up. The issue I have with that statement is for anyone saying that they don't know whether Jasmine Crockett is pro-Israel or not, it's literally because you've made a decision not to find out for yourself. Willful ignorance is absolutely a thing. It's absolutely a thing. You haven't taken the opportunity to try to listen to her stance, because she has been very clear that she does not stand with Israel. She understands that Israel is an ally of the United States of America, but she does not stand for supporting Israel. And voting yes on financial packages for Israel is never like that simple, right? You have to take a look at the packages. I would have loved to have been specific and got what package he was talking about. But a lot of times what happens with government funding bills, and I hate this so much because I say this all the time. I hate that politicians play politics and they wrap other important things into bills. They don't just have standalone bills. They wrap those things into bills. So like I wanted to press him on that and get more information, but we'll see if he comes back. Last but not least, religion may be a thing for you, but not everyone is religious. And so like I don't, while sure James Tallarico wears his faith, that's fine, but like I don't think that's an indicator as far as, you know, whether or not they are good for office or not. Overturning Citizens United should be a forefront of everyone. And the thing that I think is interesting is that a lot of politicians say a lot of things, but the action is not always what follows through. So anyway, if he comes back, then we can actually go deeper into that and try to get more information. But we will absolutely see what happens from there, guys. Again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Like I said, the enemy of the state is Trump / MAGA, billionaires, moderate Democrats, the quote unquote alpha male, and fragile white men. Hi, T7. T7, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
CT anyway, so.
T7, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? T701D. Can you hear me?
You're questioning my profile picture when it's actually yours.
Okay. I don't think they knew that they requested up. Guys, again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and help push us out to the FYP. And also, if you're over on YouTube, you can definitely join the live by clicking the link that I just, boom, dropped. He just don't bother to look. Yeah, no, for sure. We don't use. Yeah, absolutely. All right. 1 second here. Tess, did you come up to debate me? Tess, did you mean to come up? I don't think Tess meant to come up. We're gonna drop Tess. I was about to say, I didn't know if Tess was trying to catch a quick fade. Welcome in, Swan Raiders. I guess Tess is hit the request again. Welcome in, Swan Raiders.
Yes.
Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. And what up, Swan? Tess, did you come up to debate me?
Yes, I did on the Tallarico Crockett. And it's the moderate Dems.
Mhm.
I'm going to preface this by saying I've already voted, and I voted Jasmine. I voted Jasmine because Texas needs representation. We need representation of all peoples, not just white men. I'm tired of the white men. That said, I think either one can really help the state of the union, right? However, my issue is knowing his stance on billionaires. That's the biggest thing he's running on, is getting the billionaires out of office and out of the political spectrum, and really out of the controlling of the country. However, Jasmine, and I'm not saying she's not, she absolutely is. And I think that that's where a lot of the fragile white men come in, is the billionaire party. And whether he's absolute on that, I don't know. But I mean, I did the Jubilee with him. I listened to everything. I rewatched it. And he's been out there in the forefront a lot. Now, at the end of the day, just like any other politician, you got to take what they say and see if it's something where they're going to follow through. He has followed through on a lot of campaign promises. When he was running in Texas, he has put up a lot of bills. He has debated a lot of bills. And real quick, going into it, the only other issue I have with these two, because when both of them went up, when James went up, I was like, yes. I heard Jasmine might be running again. Yes. And then they got put up for both seats, and I'm like, no. The only other issue I have is Texas. It's people that live here, because but I live in a small rural town, and as much as there's a lot of people here who do like Jasmine, but they are the hardcore Democrats. There's a lot who are looking for not Republican but not Democrat, and they're going with James.
Yeah, they're looking for that in between, that moderate ground, in which, again, moderate means that you are willing to hold the status quo, which is mind blowing for me, because fighting progression is like the wildest thing that anyone could ever propose to me, especially as a Black man. Right, having the understanding that things aren't good. And so for anyone who would just like, oh, I just want somebody that's gonna, hold us, or, get back to normal, or like, that's a weird thing. That's a weird premise for me. But even more so, I think that like having a understanding as far as like the difference between James Tellerico and Jasmine Crockett. This is something that I want to share, because again, this is literally something that it takes a quick search. Jasmine Crockett has been open, adamant, and vocal about this the entire time. And so for people to say they don't know, or they're not sure, or they haven't heard, it's literally you haven't done your research, right?
Absolutely.
1 second here. Why is it showing that? Sorry. 1 second. I'm gonna put this on the screen. Let me do a quick screen share over on YouTube so they can see it. All right.
Yeah, it's really easy to look up what money they've been funded by, and what money that they give to, if you do the work.
For sure. 1 second here. Let's see. Hold on. Why is it doing that? Sorry, guys. Give me 2 seconds. All right, let's do this. Is it because I'm doing a screen share that it keeps doing this? I'm sorry. 2 more seconds, guys. I don't know why it's doing this. Let me stop the screen share first. Maybe that's it. Let me stop the screen share. And it has to be the fact that I was already in screen share before I did it. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what it was. All right. Do this. And then we're going to bring this up. No, flip back over again. This is going to be stupid. Okay. Sorry. Let's just do it this way. Let's do it this way. Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. I was trying to be extra fancy, and instead of just being extra fancy, we're just gonna keep it simple, Sally. We're gonna keep it simple, Sally.
I've never heard that before. Simple Sally.
Kiss? You never heard Kiss?
Well, I've heard keep it simple, stupid, but
No, we're gonna keep it simple, Sally.
okay.
All right. So put this here, and then we'll put this here. All right. I don't know what forget it. Anyway, the point that I want to try to make is that Jasmine Crockett has been on record talking about Citizens United and what that means as far as overturning Citizens United. She spoke about this, especially when Donald Trump got elected, and she talked about this as well when it came to the passing of the BBB, right? And one part directly that I wanted to talk about is when she spoke through like the One Big Beautiful Bill, the impacts that it's having. And so One Big Beautiful Bill, which will slash hundreds of billions of dollars from funding Medicaid, SNAP, and other social programs affected. Are they taking up these issues to really help regular folks, like making healthcare more affordable, or housing more affordable, or education more affordable? No, they're taking up these issues that really grease the pockets of the uber rich of the country at the expense of the folks who need programs the most. So again, when it comes to like what Jasmine Crockett stands for and where she stands for like the billionaire class and how she wants to overturn Citizens United and get the actual spending out of government and her pushback on these billionaires, like that's literally what she's about. And the premise that people don't know that that's what she's about, it goes back to like just being willfully ignorant of the situation, where you can look it up, you can find the information, whatever. When it comes to anyone who calls themselves a moderate Democrat who wants to continue where we currently are, it's all about comfort. It's not about like the fact that Jasmine Crockett can't win or anything along those lines. It's literally about comfort, and people are fighting for comfort instead of fighting for change, which doesn't make sense to me.
I think right now, just in talking, I have one set of family members who are Democrat and have been forever. And I'll be honest with you, it embarrasses me because specifically my uncle, flaming racist. I mean, horrible man, but he's a Democrat. And his only thing he wants to...
that being racist
I know it
and a
doesn't
Democrat,
track.
that doesn't mean like it. No, you saying that? No, there's plenty of races that are Democrats.
But it's so weird.
Why?
It's so weird because
like racism doesn't know political lines.
yeah, I know, but it's weird to me because Democrats fight for everybody, Republicans fight for the white man.
No, they don't. Democrats don't fight for
Well,
everyone.
not Democrats, but the left side, I
The
feel
left
like.
doesn't either, Tess. Listen, see, this is the misconception that a lot of people have with not only like politics, but these political parties. And even with black people, I say this all the time. As a black man, I do vote for the Democrats, but I don't vote for the Democrats because I think they're virtuous or they're like the good guys or they're doing anything. I literally vote for harm reduction. I think both of these political parties are harmful. I think both of these political parties are out to improve for themselves. And I think that both of these political parties adhere to a certain standard. And when I talk about like white male fragility, I talk about the 250-year history of the United States, right? And how about 90% of all of Congress, House, Senate, presidency has been white men, right? And so while white men may vote to help people, they may vote to harm or disenfranchise people. They're always going to vote for what's in their best interest. And so, like, just sitting here thinking that just because someone has on blue or red or whatever means that they're good guys, bad guys, racist, non-racist. Like, no, that stretches across both party lines because the complete makeup of no matter what the party is. I made a video about this one time, and this guy, he was like, "Oh, the reason why these bad Democratic presidents have been in office within the last couple of years is because white women voted for them." And no, women voted for them and white women voted for them. And I was like, no, it's because like white people as a whole make up the majority of both parties, right? It doesn't matter if it's the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. Like white people who are currently the minority within the country make up the minority of those political parties. So like
Right.
racism doesn't stop at red. Like it's everywhere.
Yeah. No, I agree. And you're right. You're right. My worry is that in Texas, especially like city I live in, it's I worry that it's going to be the ultra Christian people but don't like Trump, or the ultra racist people who just want the white guy in but don't like Trump. Maybe not ultra racist, but the racist people who just don't like Trump. And maybe it's not even that they think they're racist and they act like they're not, but they're not doing anything to help the people who have been marginalized, right? They're my worry is they're going to go with comfortable.
Yeah.
And
they will.
And that's why I went for Jasmine, is because this country needs representation of all people. It does. And she is super strong, incredibly intelligent, and she keeps getting cut down by, again, it's white men. It's disgusting. And
yeah. And I'll
so
say this, Tess. I mean, because like while I do agree that the country needs representation, right? I absolutely 100% believe that the country needs representation, but I think more than representation, the country needs people who are equipped, people who are better fit for the position. And the reason why I voted for Kamala Harris is not because she was a black woman, not because I wanted to see representation. Yes, that was a cool byproduct, right? Having the ability to possibly have the first black woman as the president was, a cool byproduct. But she was literally the best candidate for the position. Like that's why when I talk about DEIA, right? DEIA isn't about giving access to black people or Asian people or anything. No, it's literally about removing those biases that people lean on and getting the best possible person in whatever situation that is. And so when you talk about making sure that you have the right person in place, it's not about representation like, oh, everybody needs to be represented. It's making sure that just because you have some type of characteristics, whether you're a woman or you have a disability or you're non-white, you still have the chance to be the best person that gets that opportunity. And Jasmine Crockett is a better person than James Tellerico, in my opinion, for this position. I don't think James Tellerico is bad, but I think Jasmine Crockett is not only better, she's better fitted, she's ready, and she is the person that we need to actually push this country forward instead of being docile. Like us being stagnant has done fuck all for us.
Yeah, and I think going on that, my biggest worry is that when it comes to that, it's seeing what James has done in Texas. I mean, you can look up the different statutes, or not statutes, but the different legislation he's put in place, right? Or not him himself, but has back supported, written, etc. You can look up what Jasmine's done. And granted, it's state versus federal, but as much as she provides great arguments on the floor of the House or in her seat on the committees, I'm seeing, and her voting record is superb. James has put forth legislation that has done things and backed support for legislation. There's some legislation I don't agree with because it is too moderate. But for instance, one of the things he loves bringing up is like no filming for the reality cops style shows, and at least not for what is that, commercial purposes, like if it's private, it's a citizen goes out and does it, fine, but nothing like through that'll go on the airwaves. I think that's huge because it made police a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more etc. He loves talking about that, which is great. And there's other stuff when you look into it.
Well, so let me cut you off, and like the one thing that I want to say about this is that like I'm looking at the different, not only legislation that James Tellerico has supported, but has gotten to pass, right? And whether we're talking about the education reform, right, that put the cap on the size of pre-K, public safety measures, which again it comes to school protections and ODs, and then all the legislation that he's quote unquote been successful in or around has all been education related. And so while I do like, listen, I'm not knocking James Tellerico. I think there's you kind of called it out. There's a difference between getting legislation passed or supporting legislation on a state level versus a federal level. And I also think there's a big difference between getting legislation passed when it comes to gathering support within the House versus gathering support within the Senate, right? I mean, you can talk about the fact that the actual amount of House members there are versus the amount of senators there are, but like, I like James Tellerico. He's not prepared to be a senator. He's not. He's literally not. Right. He doesn't have the actual not the chops, but he doesn't have the background that I think would lend itself to being able to step in and be a senator now, right? Yeah. That's my opinion, but that's when I start talking about qualifications, right? I mean, Jasmine Crockett, literally, if you stack their resumes up against each other, you stack their accomplishments up against each other, and you stack their ability to actually, support back and go through different bills and processes and everything. It's literally like saying that James Tellerico is coming straight out of high school and going into the NBA versus Jasmine Crockett coming out of college and going into the NBA, right? Right. I'm not saying that James Tellerico can't be successful, because you see LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant. I mean, not Kevin Durant, Kevin Garnett. But then like you see a lot of those bust. And the point that I'm trying to make is James Tellerico coming from state legislation in Texas all the way to being a senator. Yeah, that's going to be a huge learning curve. And it's different. And I think a lot of people aren't paying attention to that. And that's why they say, oh, we want to fight it. Like Jasmine Crockett has been dealing with Donald Trump since Donald Trump has really been, doing his thing. James Tellerico is new. He's hot. He's on Jubilee. He's a Christian and all. Sure. But if you look at their actual resumes and their criterias and how they stack up against each other, no.
Yeah. Well, and that, and honestly, the sole reasons why I did not support, I didn't vote for James. I support them both. Either way, I'm going to vote November for whoever wins it in the primaries by next week. But the reason I didn't go for him was because he would not be firm on his choice to vote for impeachment of Trump. And he would not, and I know that's such a stretch for that reason alone, but he's got to go. And the other reason is because he hasn't said, like, I mean, yeah, he said, oh, Trump's bad. That's about as long as he's gone on about it. I mean, Jasmine has been a bit more eloquent. She's expressed her feelings quite a bit more. And I think that was the downfall of what every person who comes up who's an op says about Harris, was that she didn't talk. She didn't talk about what they cared about. And James is not talking about what I care about the most, and that is getting rid of the big Cheeto.
Yeah. Well, I think that, like I said, there's a huge difference in understanding, and James Tellerico is trying to speak to certain levels. Jasmine Crockett understands the national level. James Tellerico is trying to focus on the state level. I think with being a senator, you have to be able to balance both, and I think that's important. But what I'll say is, like, I've been adamant about this. No matter who the candidate is, I would support them. But I still stick with the point that, like, if we're going to talk about actual progression, if we're going to talk about getting some type of change and shifting the country in the right direction, it's got to be Jasmine Crockett. But anyway, look, Tess, thank you for coming up. I'm going to go ahead and swap you out.
All right. Yeah. You have a good one. Bye.
Thank you. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. If you are friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It'll boost the live and push us out to the FYP. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goals. If we can continue to knock those out, then that'll help boost the live as well. 1.2 thousand people hanging out, guys. Make sure that you hit that follow button. Look up at the top in the corner. We only got 8 follows on this stream, right? 8 follows. We're trying to make it to 100,000 followers. So if you're watching this stream and you have not followed me, give me a follow. Give me a follow. Turn on notifications so you know when I go live. We do debates. We do panel discussions. We do creator interviews. We do a lot of different things here. So if you actually enjoy it, if you want to hang out, make sure you hit that follow button so you know when I'm live. If you don't, then you won't be able to see me again. If you're over on YouTube, hit that subscribe and also give it a thumbs up. Again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. And the point that I have is that we have identified the enemies of the state, which are Trump/MAGA, billionaires, moderate Democrats, alpha males, and fragile white men. These are the people that are currently holding our country back. These are the people that are currently stopping us. These are the people that we need to properly identify, and we need to handle the situation with them. We need to strip away the power from them. We need to absolutely remove the power from all of these people that I have listed on the background. So if you disagree with any of that, get in the box. Get in the box. And if you're over on YouTube, please remember that my chat is not your safe space. If I see you yip yapping in my chat over on YouTube as well, you keyboard warriors, you thumb thugs, I will put you in timeout and force you to get in the box. I just dropped the link, request up. I just dropped the link, request up. Only reason I can see supporting Colorado as electability. Again, like I think that's such a weird premise. I think that's such a weird premise that Jasmine Crockett can't win elections. I mean, if you take a look at any of the polls and the fact that she is a currently elected official, she knows how to win elections. And even more, in order for her to be able to get into the position to run, like, yeah. You said support your claims. How about you come up here and debate me on my claims? I'm gonna let me make sure I call you out directly. Is it, I don't know if it's Angle or whatever 2892. You said support my claims. You come up here and debate me on my claims. I'm putting you in timeout. I don't argue with the chat. Like, that's weird. If you think that I'm gonna sit here and go back and forth with you in the comments, stop it. Stop it. Sorry about that, guys. I had to clean my nose for a second. Yeah. So again, Jasmine Crockett is a proud Israeli. You think so? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mute you, Bit Smith. I'm gonna mute you and come up here and debate me on that, clown. Boom. Just muted you, and I sent you a request. Get up here and debate me on that one. Get up here and debate me on the fact that she's a quote unquote proud Israeli supporter. Hmm. Yeah, I see it. Rob, you said you're in the queue. Yeah, I know, but I don't want to talk about the same thing that we literally just talked about right now. So if you hang tight, I might get you in here soon. But I'm not. I don't want to talk about. I don't keep talking about Jasmine Crockett and James Tellerico. Like I'm not interested in having that same debate again. So I appreciate it. Hang tight. We might get you back in here, but I'm literally looking for anyone who has any other debate, any other issue with anything on the background. Mac, that's weird. Why would you put that in my comments? Don't be weird in my comments. Like, don't be weird. Also, Makeke, that's weird as well. Don't put that in my comments. What, guys? Don't come into other creators' chats and ask questions about other creators. That's super weird. Don't be weird. Lee, hi. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yes.
Yes, you're a Trump supporter. Yes, you disagree with something on the background, or a combination.
Trump.
Okay, Lee. I have identified the enemies of the state, and it's clear to me. It's Donald Trump and MAGA. It's also billionaires. It's those people who consider themselves to be quote unquote alpha males, and also it's fragile white men. Which point do you disagree with the most, where you would actually like to start?
Trump.
Okay. All right. So why do you say Trump isn't the enemy of the state?
Because he freed my uncle Larry Hoover.
Lee.
Free my uncle Larry Hoover. He tried pardoning my uncle.
Question for you. I forget who you are until you come up. How many times have you come up here and you've said this to me?
One time.
No, it's way more than one. Literally way more than one. I've let you talk about it one time, but you said this more than one time. Lee?
No, this is my second time.
No, this is literally more. This is like your fifth or sixth time that you've tried to say this to me, and I've kicked you every time because I told you I don't give a shit about your uncle Larry Hoover. Now, Lee, give me something else. Give me something else, because we're not going to talk about Larry Hoover. This is fucking stupid.
Why?
I'm not doing it. Do you have anything else, or I'm just going to kick you again? As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to hold you, Lee. Either you give me another debate, like an actual real debate outside of Larry Hoover, or I'm going to block you, because I never want to hear that debate again. Do you have anything else?
Yeah.
Okay. Why else?
Trump isn't scared to get his hands dirty.
How so?
Yeah, he stirs up confrontation in politics a lot, and other politicians are scared to do that. So I think Trump is pretty good.
So your premise is that since Donald Trump is someone who is in a state of conflict, then it's a positive thing.
No, I'm saying like he knows how to use. He knows what to do. Like he stirs up conflict, get everybody like riled up, and then he does something else. Like he knows what to do, and that's why I like Kamala wouldn't do that.
Sure, but what benefit does that actually create for the American people? Like literally, what benefit is there